put together a solid game plan 2 weeks in a row. So this is a big. But overall, I can't complain too much. We just need to see the Bills. Performed at an exceptional level against very good.
This was our third win in a row. Very happy. I'm just concerned about. We usually always dance to the music, but this is also celebration week because week 18, Denver is the number 1 seed in the AFC West.
Yay!
It wasn't pretty, but we did it.
That's right. That's right.
All right, week 18, week 19 of Mile High Minute of this particular season of it. We're just going to call this one the playoff edition, and I'm going to do things a little bit differently. So, like, we can determine who's going to start us off on good, better, and the best. So, got a couple of questions for you guys. First of all, we all know that the Raiders are possibly one of the worst teams in the league. So, who would be your pick for them to be the head coach?
I assume we're trying to make them worse, right?
I don't care.
All right.
You can play it straight, like who do you think they really would pick, or you can play it to make them as bad as you want them to be. I don't care. Whoever wins gets, whoever I like the answer better is the one who gets to be first. So.
I think I'm going to go with giving Josh McDaniels another try, only because he's done a great job in the offense this year. He deserves another shot, and B, I love watching that motherfucker fail. I love it. So that would be my choice, and I think it's a valid choice.
Okay, Steve.
Honestly, I'm just going to defer to the victor here, but I was like, who could I pick that would be like completely random that would not do well? And I came with Tim Tebow. I don't know why. Maybe just the idea of Tim Tebow in Vegas. I don't know. But anyhow.
Well, my straight is I think that Tom Brady's going to bring in Brian Flores from New England. Yeah. That's what I'm hearing. But so far, I've got to say, Denny's in the lead.
Oh, yeah. Too easy.
Coach McDum-Dum needs. Oh, that would be great. All right. Second question is, this is going to be more like a rules change, and you have two options on this one. Which rule would you like to have better? And this one we will play straight. Like right now, once the quarterback gets out, they can run, they get out of the pocket, they can give themselves up, and then people can't touch them anymore. Mm-hmm. We get rid of that rule. Once they're out of the pocket, they become a running back, and they are subject to the same rules the running backs are. They don't give themselves up. They can't slide, any of that. Or would you rather have a new rule that says if the penalty occurs outside the field of play, so such as, let's say, they throw a bomb down 40 yards down the field, and there was the cornerback hits the other pass interference with another wide receiver that's way out of the field of play. Which one of those two rules would you rather have? Where, now if that happens, the cornerback that got the non-playing guy, it gets called back for PI, or it gets pushed forward for PI. God, I can't talk tonight. And I don't even think you guys understand what I'm really trying to say.
I think let me see if I got it. I got it. So what you're saying is there's a passing play happens, quarterback throws the ball completely outside, unable to even make a play. The guy, one of the cornerbacks, gets flagged for a holding penalty. And then we get a penalty, even though it had nothing to do with the impact on the play.
Correct. So you can have the quarterback can't run anymore, can't give himself up, or non-impact play isn't called for a penalty, isn't considered to be a penalty.
I think I would choose option number 2. It might be a little hard. It might be subjective to actually
Well, like my
officiate.
thought was, is it's got to be outside, like it's got to be a ways away. It can't
Yeah,
just be like you have two guys within 5 yards of each other. It would literally be like ball down the field, somebody gets, or there's an interception down the field. Your team has the interception, but your guy towards the line committed a penalty there. That's what I'm kind of talking. Something that really affects whether you get to go forward or backwards or something like that.
yeah. I still go with that one. I think that like separating penalties from the play, I think is probably where I would go. I may have chosen the first one where the quarterback can't give himself up before we had a quarterback that we can't risk losing. 2-3 years ago, absolutely knock him out.
Yeah,
Joe Flacco,
yeah.
run as hard as you can, right? But like with Bo Nix and his young career,
it's just that they can't slide. Like, get out, go to the sidelines, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna protect the quarterback all day at this point. Yeah, protect that guy.
So I'm gonna vote for 2, and I'm just gonna say what I'd like to see is the way the rules work and the way that it's supposed to work with pass interference. With pass interference, it's supposed to be that the contact materially affects the receiver's ability to get the ball. So if he just makes contact with them, whatever he does, unless it actively stops him in some way from catching the ball, it's not a penalty. And so all those penalties along the field, they should just have a moment of reflection afterwards. Like, did that actually matter? No. So like a defensive holding, like that could have mattered because a guy got off his route and whatever. Okay, fine. But like there are tons of penalties where it's like that it honestly would not have mattered.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Or it's on the opposite side of the field from the play.
Right.
Like you have a running back that's going to the right, but the foul happens on the left, but it's nowhere near each other. So like some of those will be called back. I kind of agree. I also kind of like that quarterbacks shouldn't be able to give themselves up when they're running, but I know that rule will never be enforced because no NFL quarterback owner is going to want their $25 to $50 million player to get injured and out of the game. So, all right. Well, Denny, you win. Just because I like your answer about Josh McDaniels. So you get to start off with what was one of the good things you saw in the game?
So we're doing good, better, best, not good, bad, ugly this time, right?
Correct. Since Todd has asked that since we've been winning, we're going to steal from Ben Johnson and use good, better, and the best.
All right, then I'm going to start because I initially kind of created my good, bad,
good,
ugly.
Bad, ugly.
Yeah, but I'll say, good is good. It's good and bad. Is good is winning. The bad part of that is having all of our coaches getting pillaged from all other openings that are available right now. It's just it adds stress to the situation. I don't love it, but it's one of those things that comes with winning, comes with being good. Is the coaches, the players get big contracts, even the bit players. We saw this after the 2015 Super Bowl where all the players got Orange Julius went off and signed a huge, massive tight end contract and never really materialized. But it's when the team gels together and they all play well, it makes every individual look like they're really good and every coach looks like they're really good. So that's great to see. It's super fun to watch. It does hurt when you start seeing the breakdown already starting, even though we haven't won anything really yet. But you see like Vance getting offered interviews, Davis Webb getting offered interviews. You got it's just there's going to be a big push for a lot of the players that are on that defense, especially as well. So it's kind of heartbreaking before the heartbreak, but it is good. It's a good problem to have at least once in a while.
Yeah.
I will say about that is like one thing that benefits us though is that starts to happen is that we are going to be one of the best landing places for those coordinators going forward, right? So, those head coaches who just got fired, who got into their jobs because they're good DCs are looking for somewhere to go now. And so they can come in and work with Sean Payton, work with our ownership team who has piles of money.
We also have the money to be able to retain these guys if we need to. I think we can make a very good argument to Davis Webb, like, give us one more year. You get one more year with Sean. You get one more year with the OC. We'll make it worth your while and see what you can do then. But we can't stop them either.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you know, and I've thought about the fact that, like, you know, Sean Payton is getting up there in age, and I think that one of the things you can eventually start to make a promise on it to these coordinators, and maybe that happens now, maybe it's later. It's just like, look, he's going to retire in a few years, and like
everybody
you
can
can step
move
into
up.
that role.
Yeah, people can move up and all of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
I take another run at Vance Joseph as head coach in a few years. You know, I'm fine with it.
I would too. Did you guys see the interview that he had a month or two ago, where he was talking about his time in Denver? And he showed no animosity, no problems. He said, you know what, I just didn't have enough time to be able to do what I wanted to do. So, I mean, we could see it. I know quite a few of us in Bronco fandom were not happy with him coming back, but
Yeah.
he's proven himself. So,
Well,
I
and
mean,
now he knows what a good week of practice actually looks like, so he can speak more truthfully to that in the future. So, anyhow. So my good, winning a playoff game before the playoffs even start, right? Like because we won last week, we don't have to play this week, so we're already like one up on everybody else. And we'll find out who we play in a few days here, but just nice to get a little ahead of the curve there.
yeah. My good was Will Lutz kicking 4 field goals.
Yeah.
He was
Nuts
on
Lutz.
point
You're gonna need you're gonna get a trusted kicker in the playoffs every year. So
every year. All right.
he's playing well.
So, Steve, you get to do the better.
I'm gonna go with our defense the last couple of weeks. I mean, obviously we weren't necessarily playing the best and brightest that the NFL has to offer, but there's been a little more return to their form and getting good pressure, and really seizing up those offenses. I think giving them a bye week to rest a bit, and I think that we're going to be in a good position going into the playoffs. So that's my better.
Denny?
My better is Sean Payton's first 15. The first 15 plays to start the last few weeks. Those drives have been methodical. They've been moving the ball all the way downfield, eating up a ton of clock. I think we had up 9 minutes in the first drive on Sunday, and it was like a perfect balance of nice runs, some scrambling by Bo, a couple nice short passes, and it was just first down after first down after first down. I'd love to see more of that as the game goes on. It seems like the play calls sort of drift in and out of consciousness sometimes in the second, third quarter. But the first 15 has been beautiful to watch the last 4 or 5 weeks. I'd love to see them put together a great first drive in the first playoff game they play, set the tone, and just go from there. Let the defense do the rest of the work.
Yeah, we were having this conversation on Sunday. I'll go back to it. Do we think Sean is actually kind of hiding some of his plays?
Yes. I think on Sunday he was.
Okay. Aqib Talib just came out this week and was just all over the place saying, yeah, everybody does it. We did it back in 2015.
Yeah,
they don't want people to.
We might be playing them again in 2 weeks. So you have to be pretty cautious of what you're showing out there, knowing that they weren't starting Herbert and knowing that we were probably going to win that game.
Knowing we have a good defense.
Yeah, made it close, but at the end of the day, on offense with that defense, you have the luxury of being able to hide some of your plays going into the playoffs. I think that's huge.
Yeah. I mean, I'm becoming more on that side of it, but if they weren't, we're going to have some problems in the playoffs, which I don't want. So we're going to go into the best. And Steve, you start out.
Actually riffs off of what we were just talking about is opening up the offense going into the playoffs. I think that what we have seen is when the Broncos are in situations where they need to get the points, when they're playing good teams, they play differently. And you see Bo do more running. You see certain schemes that are definitely not what we see the rest of the time. I think that to the point of what we were just talking about, we have a good defense. We've relied on that good defense to win us close games by a score. And so I think that going to the playoffs, we're going to just take the governors off. And I think we did learn something useful from the Jacksonville game, in that there's only so much we can play with our food before it becomes a problem, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that going into our first playoff game, we're not going to be screwing around. And I think that it'll make more sense to get to an early lead and run with it. And possibly actually run with it too.
Agree.
We might have Dobbins back. We might be able to run with it even more.
That would be nice.
Denny?
My best is 14-3. The Denver Broncos' best record ever. We've been 13-3 4 times. Granted, it's an extra game added to the schedule, but 14-3, you can make a case that this Denver Broncos team is officially the best Denver Broncos team in history. So, best is best. There's a lot of close games that kept us guessing. There's a lot of question marks towards the offense sometimes, and we played the Jets down to the wire. We played some shit teams down to the wire. Played some great teams down to the wire and won. I think that at the end of the day, what you look at is, did we win? And we did. So 14 times we did that this year. Just got 3 more to go.
My best is, it was really close on Sunday. Overall, we finished with a franchise record of 68 sacks in the season. And we ranked first in the NFL, though we didn't beat the NFL record. So
by a long shot.
Our team may not be ball hawks when it comes to interceptions, but sacks is a completely different issue. So that's where we are at.
And I think actually part of it is we get so many sacks, which means quarterbacks are trying to get the ball out very quickly, which means you don't have those longer developing plays where there's more tips and things like that. So
we also have PS2 on one side. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and also the amount of who led our team in sacks? Was it Benito with 15, something like that, 14? It wasn't a huge amount.
That's about right.
But so that means you have 68 sacks. That means you have 6, 7, 8 guys contributing in the pass rush, and that's huge, right? You're not talking about anyone dominating. You're not talking about the time we had doom and gloom, right? That was 2 guys that were just crushing everybody. With Derek Wolfe in there, throwing down a few. Yeah. But now we're talking 6, 7 guys, not 1, not 2, not 3 sack specialists. We got everybody getting after that quarterback, and that's important too.
Nick Benito led all Denver players with 14 sacks. Jonathan Cooper was right behind him with 8. Then Denver had 8 players with 4 or more sacks. And then there was one other stat in there, but the stupid ad went over. So, that just shows you. Benito led the most, but Cooper was right behind him, not that far behind him. So, and we know Zach Allen has gotten quite a few, and we know that Hufanga and that front 7 is really, really good when it comes to creating pressure and getting the sacks and stuff. So, and then you've got PS2 on one side. So in Riley is coming up. I think we give Riley another year, we're going to see a big difference. So who knows? But McMillan also, he got his interception. So that was our one was a defensive touchdown, but it was our one touchdown. So, this defense is just, they're fun to watch. They're really, really fun to watch.
Zach Allen has had a monster year. He might not have the sack numbers, but I think he led the league in quarterback knockdowns. Yeah. Just a beast. Every time he's in the game, he might not get there every time, but the reason that we're getting there on the other side is because he's disrupting the play on the offense. So
Yep. And I am going to throw in the ugly. And this is the one thing that I did see. And Tim Jenkins pointed it out the last couple of weeks. And I think it's because we've had injuries. Our offensive line is not quite as solid as it's been in the past.
When I originally thought we were going to do good, the bad, and the ugly, the offensive line situation was one of the things I was concerned about because, like,
Right.
you got Forsyth, and I don't know how good he's going to hold up. And
yeah, like Wattenberg being out and then Powers just coming back. I think they need a few weeks to kind of get that figured out and mesh better than it's been. So, because he pointed out a couple of times, like the offensive line they weren't getting the holes they needed to, they weren't getting the pushes that they needed to do, but we've had some injuries in that place. So,
yeah,
but
the bye week,
we got 2 weeks to work on it.
Yeah, the bye week's huge to get fresh.
Yeah. Unlike the bye week we had over Thanksgiving, I don't think Sean's going to be giving these guys any time off. They're going to be.
No, he did give them time off, but it was only a few days.
Okay, not the whole
it was like
week.
3 days.
Like
it was not
did.
go to Cabo 3 week time off. It was 3 days of chill at home, and then they practice again Friday. So
yeah, I saw the list. The people that are on injured reserves are people that it doesn't even they haven't played. They barely. The only one was the fullback, but Barton. He's been in and out all week. Everybody else was kind of like half participation, that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I think we're as healthy as you could hope for going into this late in the season to the playoffs. I mean, every other team obviously is battling some sorts of injuries. The only starter we've lost a couple starters like Dobbins, but people have stepped up, and we might get him. I won't get him back for this first game, but maybe if we win by the second game, maybe God willing, the third, he might be able to come in. I don't know if he'll be ready to come in and start or even carry much of a load, but he'll be able to spell. And he's a threat. I mean, he's good. He's good just having the game to begin with. He's a good blocker too.
Right. Yeah, I was glad we didn't even bring him back in the game. Like, give him another week to get better and see what happens. I mean, that's the one thing we do need in our running game is we need that guy that can take the hits. And because I love Harvey, but he's not the big boy. He's turning into our he's almost like a wide receiver. Just the RPOs and stuff. So, all right, one last thing we're going to do, and I was thinking we would do both divisions, but we're only going to do the AFC because I don't know about you guys, but I really don't care about the NFC.
I only care about them when we get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Although I will say the Bears-Packers game, I feel like that's a.
I'm going to be watching. I think a lot of people are going to be watching that game. So I'll be watching. I want to watch the Rams game too, but actually, because of Roundtable, I need to watch all of it if I can. But we'll see. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to bring this up and push us over to the side. Nope, we're going to go to the other side. Wrong side. Okay. It's in the background. We'll figure it out. Okay. What is your prediction for the Bills versus the Patriots game?
I'm going to go Bills. I don't think the Patriots have really been tested this season, and I think when they do get tested, it's not going to work out for them.
Bills play the Jaguars.
Oh, they play. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I thought that sounded wrong. I'm like, I still pick Bills, but
I forgot that the Bills and the Chargers flipped.
I don't pick Bills. Never mind.
Yeah, I like
Bills and the Jaguars.
I think. I mean, the way Trevor Lawrence has been playing and that Jacksonville team, I think they're going to be tough to beat, especially at home. Josh Allen is Josh Allen. That's the hard part. It feels like if there is a script in the NFL, they will eventually want to get Josh Allen that title. But Trevor Lawrence coming up makes just as much of an argument for, being the face of a potential surge in the NFL, just like Bo does. I think
certainly he's the beautiful hair of a surge in the NFL.
Isn't he and he seems like such a nice guy. Honestly, both of them, I really root for both of them in general. But I think Trevor and the way the Jacksonville Jaguars have been playing, I think they're going to be too tough to beat. I think the Jags win.
Yeah, if this was being played in Buffalo in a snowstorm, we have a different story, especially with their running game. But I think the Jags are sneaky good, and I don't think the Bills are going to hold up.
Yep. And I did see who was it? was being interviewed after the game last week, and they were asking who they want to play in the first round of the playoffs. And they said, it was Singleton. He was like, there's a certain team that came in and beat us at home this year. We want another crack at them. So they want Jacksonville too. So,
well, you guys can have Jacksonville. I would prefer that everybody good gets knocked out. Patriots versus Chargers. I think this is going to be an interesting one because I think the Chargers are better than their record. And I know it's the same that we say on our side all the time. A win is a win. You play the people that you have on your schedule. The Pats haven't played a lot of over 500 winning teams.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going Chargers in this one. And I hate saying that because if that happens, we're playing them next week.
Well, and while there's always the Chargers-charging consideration, I think you're right, and I think that the Chargers defense is quite good. I think they gave us fits, both times we played them this season, and then they'll have Herbert back and all that. So
I think the Patriots have been just real impressive lately. Drake May looks great. I mean, just as far as his accuracy and his touch. I don't think they have the defense to make a deep run, but I do think they beat the Chargers though. Like you said, Chargers beat Chargering, but I do also think Jim Harbaugh is a really good coach. So I could see this going either way, but if I'm betting straight up, I would probably take the Patriots.
Okay. Texans versus the Steelers.
Go Steelers. I want them to win.
I don't want the Texans. No. I think they're getting hot.
That's a great defense. Their
offense isn't as good. So that's it'd be the battle of the defenses. But I like the Jaguars. I think they're getting hot at the right time. And a lot of times that can take you can roll going on that. I don't know that the Steelers has the offense to be able to counteract the Texans defense. That's my only concern.
What's the weather supposed to be like? That's the one little X factor, because I'm like, Texans are a Southern Dome team. So that could be a difference maker. But, defense travels well. I otherwise expect the Texans to beat down the Steelers, and it won't be close.
So it's 58 degrees.
Okay, yeah. Texans.
Yeah, because we're supposed to get snow on Saturday, snow and sleet on Saturday. So it would hit on Sunday. And when are they playing?
I think, you got the experience with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is, and then you're a really young team with the time. We're a really young team, so you can't really, I don't want to make that argument too much, but the Texans defense, when we played the Texans, that was a tough game, man. That was the defensive, just battle royal. I loved it. It was really fun to watch. I don't know if I want to do that in the playoffs, but it would be.
I do not.
It would be cool to see. I would prefer to play the Steelers and get another Tim Tebow moment out of them and beat them and watch them cry.
Another blown coverage.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Texans, but I'm gonna root for the Steelers.
Who would you, out of all of them, who would you like to see who would you want to play against the most next week?
Probably the Chargers.
Steelers.
I'd go Steelers too, but if that means that only happens if both the Patriots and the Jaguars win, then we would be playing the Steelers. So
honestly, every team has its flaws. Every team has its strengths. This is one of the most weirdly balanced playoff pictures I've seen in a while. So,
any one of these teams could step up, and we don't have a Panthers on our side like
right.
The NFC does.
Well, if you look at everyone that's in the playoffs right now, except for San Francisco, and San Francisco's kind of young too, but Eagles and Rams in San Francisco, everybody else is a pretty young team, except for the Bills have Josh Allen, but overall, the teams are all pretty young. So this is an interesting year because, I mean, the Panthers beat the Rams earlier this year.
Yeah.
So it could happen.
Yeah, anything. Yeah. I mean, it's a long season. You get to this level, you get to this point, and that means you can beat anybody. So it'll be fun to watch. This weekend's going to be a lot of fun to watch without stress, and that I appreciate. And then
sitting there going, "Are we going to win? Are we going to win? No, we're not going."
Let the chips fall where they may. I'm not even going to overthink it too much. Yeah. Whoever we get, we get.
Yep. I'm not overthinking it too much either. So, okay, well, that's this edition of Mile High Minute, playoff edition. I'm sure we will be back. Probably not until after the playoff game. I don't see us repeating this next Thursday. Unless we want to take 10 minutes to go, that one was right. That one was right. Like, okay, this is who we're playing, but we can discuss that after the game and everything. So, all right, guys.
We'll leave the film watching to Sean Payton on the team, on the coach.
Yeah. Yep. And he can decide what our game plan is going to be. I don't know if I said who I wanted. I'll say who I don't want. I don't want the Bills, even though I think we want to make up for that playoff game last year. Josh Allen is just sneaky good. He's got something to prove this year, and he finally had a shot on the AFC with Mahomes not being very good and other people not playing. And it's a weird year this year in football.
Josh Allen is gonna, every chance he gets is gonna make John Elway regret picking Bradley Chubb over him in the draft.
I know. Yeah.
And I know he's mentioned it before. And I remember watching an interview once, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember getting passed over by the Broncos when they needed a quarterback." And even Elway has said it was a mistake, but
Elway tried. He could not get management to do it. He couldn't get the coaches to pull the trigger.
I like Bradley Chubb. No hate. He got hurt, but he was good when he was healthy. But that would have been a nice one to snag. Yeah. But now we got Bo. It all worked out in the end.
Yep, we got our little Bo. So, all right, guys, have a good night.
All right,
everybody, and see you on the flip side of next week. All right.
All right.
Bye, Steve. Bye, Tina.
Farewell, Tinny.